Chancy. Dash. Dashy. Skunk. I've got the whole crew with us this morning. We're going to be pulling the traps. So, yeah, I reckon I'd like to do more, but this will be 13 days, 12 nights with the traps in the ground. And I've got to get to another property and then get home for our red deer season. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to pull the traps now. We've got them short and right up this pack of dogs around here. 14 down, so that's good. And we, yeah, we might have another one or two this morning. So, time to pack it away. Oh, get this one out. Another setup here of this big iron bark, but there's not even a track on the road. Nothing. Coming down into this gully set where we caught one dog, but I really did think we were going to pick up another one. Hopeful, Skunk? No, it says you don't look hopeful at all. I can see from here there's no tracks on the road. Nothing. Well, you in the front now, Brandon? What? You taking over? Okay, what do we got on the track? It's been a rabbit. How many times I tell myself to dodge that ant bed back there, but nearly every time I hit it. It's going to be a steamer of a day. It's already the humidity is way up. Anything in the sand pile, boys? Eh? Anything here? Doesn't look like it. No tracks across our tracks. Nothing's been back. This is where we caught that old mangy bitch the other day. I thought if she had a partner, it would come back here and check things out, but nothing. Well, blow me down. I come up to the very next trap set where the skull is. We caught the one dog and I've got another one right here. Good stuff. Righto, boys. You know the drill. Sit. Give me some room. Brandon. Okay, he's down. I missed the shot because I pressed the wrong button. But anyway, dog's down. Same as the other times. One shot to the head. There's nothing fancy about this. It's just like shooting fish in a barrel. Two from the one site here. This is right where a couple other guys have been trapping. So we've done pretty good. We've got, what's that, 4 dogs off this line here now. Just goes to show, if you just keep up your technique, keep doing what you do, keep paying attention to detail, and it'll work. Yeah, about the same age like last year's. Yeah, last year's pup or the year before. Only got him on half a paw, but it's caught him really well. Only been caught there just a little bit of time. It's only been caught this morning, a couple of hours. Blood on the bone. this one here wasn't successful, the blind set, but having said that, only 700 metres away from here, back behind us, is where we just caught that other dog. So the dog that was tracking through this gate, we've probably already got him. He's hanging on the front. And this was the trap I had all the hopes for. I thought, yeah, we'll get a dog here for sure in this gully. I have not seen a sign, not a dog sign through here at all. It's just like as if this isn't part of their itinerary, isn't part of their travel anymore. It used to be. I've caught probably 3 dogs out of this area. Nothing at all. Even though there's water, a little bit of water there, there's not a track. Righto, as I come into this crossing here, into the sandy crossing, I've got the trap set up there. Straight away, I can look across on that left-hand side and the right-hand side, I can see tracks. So I've had a dog actually come down. It's been going that way for that one. And that's going that way. So we've got 2 dogs. 2 dogs that come through here. They didn't touch that. It could be this fella's buddies. Could even be him. Interesting. Come over here. I was trying to dodge the cattle. So I put this right up out of the road. I put some long distance scent, but it hasn't been enough to pull those dogs off that track. So maybe they've come through really quick and the scent didn't reach them. I don't know. Trap was still working perfectly. And these are some of the mysteries of this trapping game. Well, I could leave this trap in here and tomorrow night catch a dog and say, well, it was successful at last. I might leave it in here for 2 more weeks and never catch a dog. Those 2 tracks there, it could be the same dog, come through here twice in the one night. Quite possible. And that could be him hanging on the front there. We don't really know. If I had a trail camera in every position, it would be a lot easier. Here we are, back to our favourite mob of heifers. And after talking to them for a couple of days, I come driving in here. Nobody's running. They're all standing here watching us. Morning, girls. Good morning. And that's all it takes. You treat your cattle with a little bit of respect. You don't bulge them, you don't force them. Move around them, talk to them a little bit. They understand. And look at them. They're all just standing there looking at us go past. That's the way it should be. So if more hunters had more respect for the stock on a landowner's property too, and not just say, I hear it so many times, oh, the bloody cattle wrecked my hunt. Well, dude, those cattle are supposed to be there. This is a primary production property. This is what it's all about on here, and if it comes down to push and shove, whether the cattle stay or you stay, unfortunately, you're gone. Approaching the blind set, but I left the chain exposed. I was hopeful on this one, really hopeful, but no, that one's been there the whole time. Nothing has come near it. Cows aren't worried. Right, coming into where the double set is, nothing. Oh no. Righto, this is what we're dealing with. You can see where it tracks on the road there. And this is a classic. This dog's come in here. There's been a cow over the top of it. There's been a dog come in here and you can see where it's just scratched there. Fine, lightly as can be, right? So I'll just get the stamping stick that I've left over here. There's the chain I left exposed, right? Thinking I'd trick this animal. And I've got the one trap, right? I left that so it made that look like that's where the trap was or something was, hoping that they'd come to here to try and scratch that. But they didn't. There's one trap here, right? There's the pan.
It hadn't got near that. And I put a blind one up here, and you see where this animal has just put his toenails there and just scratched enough to just expose the very tip of the pan. Just lightly ran its toenails through the sand till it felt that. That's how cunning an animal that is. Now, it didn't do any more than just put a little scratch through like that through the sand to feel the edge of that trap, pulled a bit of dirt away and left it, walked away. Well, I really did think this one would fire. Nice tussock of grass there, dog urine, everything. I've come here, I've got crow, got magpie, birds, nothing, not even a dog track. This trap here simply hasn't fired. So I come here and there's a track. And look here. And this dog has come in. You see where it scratched there and scratched here. Because the jaws have been exposed. And scratched there, see? Just had a look at that. That's my fault, because we had a big shower of rain come through here the other night, one of those storms, and it sort of just came through in a little bit. It hit here, I was up the top, and we didn't get it, and I didn't drive down here because the road was greasy and just, you know, sticky on top, and I thought, no, I'll just leave this trap. But what it's done, it's washed the loose dust off the top of the trap set and just exposed the jaws. It's allowed that dog to have a look at it. So now we've got a dog that's learning what a trap is. So not good, not good. It would have worked if he'd stood on it. I come up to the second set. There's a track there, and a track there, and there. This animal's gone through. That's the stick. I had some stinger scent on it. He's come and he sniffed it, and so I can see the tracks there. It's walked down that side. It hasn't stepped across. There's my trap set there. Literally, if it went that way, we would have caught it. It's gone that way, we missed. Now, I don't know how many times I've heard people say to me that, why don't you use a drone? You know, you could fly into the places without putting any scent on the ground, and you can go and look and see whether you've got a dog caught in your trap. Okay, in theory, that could work very well. What do you do if that trap needs altering or needs improving? You've got to drive there anyway to do it. Every trap needs to be inspected literally every day, because it could be a pigeon, could be a lizard, could be a wallaby, could be a cow, whatever, all the different things that can come there and alter a trap set for you. They can knock a little branch over the top, they can expose one of the jaws, they can do all these different things, and all it does, if you don't correct those traps, all you're doing is you're educating the dogs that are coming along and making them hard to catch, making them problem dogs. So you need to look at them all the time. And for me, I drive along a road and I'll see where a lizard's gone across, a snake's gone across, I'll see where a dog's come onto the line, walked along the line, then gone off. And you'll start to think about that. You might see a pattern where there's dog tracks going back and forwards through a certain place. And that's where their track is, say from up where they're living down to where the water is or where the feed area is. So you pick up on those things. You can't do that with a drone. You need to be able to get around your trap sets. That's why I try and set them on a track that I can drive on. I try and pull a drag for a start, get the animals interested in walking down that track, work out where you're seeing all your tracks beforehand, get those animals enticed, then look for your pinch points where you can then get your traps in an area where the dogs are more likely to congregate, to come through into a pinch. and then you'd be successful. But you've still got to go around and check those traps every single day. That's the furthest trap on the trap line that we've just pulled, and this is where we caught the big dog the other day, very similar looking to this one that's on the front here now. And we can beat ourselves up over this. Like I've been doing that as I've driven around, going, gee whiz, there's 2 traps that have been scratched. Dog's gone right down past probably another 3 other sets, hasn't shown any attention. And you think, gee whiz, I've missed him. But if truth be known, they might have been the first trap sets that the dog went past. And the last one was the one where the skull was. And that could be a trap scratcher on the front there. You don't really know. It's very hard to identify, especially when a lot of the dogs look the same. Like this trip, nearly all of them have had black in them. They've had a lot of like saddleback black in them. And very different to previous years. It's like as if there's been a whole wedge of new dogs come in from somewhere and they've all got that sort of black strain through them. So yeah, I think we're doing the right thing. I'm pulling the traps today. This has been 13 days on the program. Good, let's give them a rest for a while, and we'll come back probably in about 6 months' time and we'll give them another go then. What do you reckon, Skunk? We're going to get a wet tail? Hey? Well, we're sitting here as a big storm brews out in the south, actually. It's like south-southwest. A bit unusual, but anyway, it looks like it's rolling through this way. That's the last trap on the line, on this line. We've pulled it up. We'll go back now and wash the traps. We won't have a chance to boil them. We'll just pressure wash them and get all the gear packed away, and yeah, head off before daybreak to the next property in the morning and try and get 20 traps in tomorrow if we can. So yeah, big day ahead, but that's still pretty good for this program. That's 15 dogs in 12 nights. They haven't been easy. There's been a lot of trap shy dogs here. I reckon we've taken 5, probably 6 of these have been really educated dogs, and we've got at least 1, maybe 2 that are still scratching traps on the line now. So we'll give them a rest for a while. Next program, yeah, we'll probably pick them up anyway. Let's get back to work. You ready, Skunk? Hey, you're like a battery, aren't you? Ever ready. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.